With our knowledge of coordinate plane, we can talk about transformations. So basically, what is a transformation? It is a movement of a geometric figure on a coordinate plane. So when I say geometric figure, I mean a rectangle, a triangle, just a point, a line, any sort of point, line, or shape on a coordinate plane is going to move. Now, we have two types of transformations. We have a translation and we have a reflection. Translation, you can think of it as a slide, and a reflection, you can think of it as a flip. It flips over something. First thing we're going to talk about is a translation or slide. Okay? It's a point, your vertices of a shape or your figure. It can move in any direction, left, right, up, down. It can move up, then right. It can move down, then left. It doesn't have to just move one time. It can move more than once in a single translation. Take a look at this point here. We've kind of made a makeshift coordinate plane, and we've labeled point A as 2, 2. That means from the origin, we went to the right 2 spaces and then up 2 spaces. Well, that point A has moved over here to point A prime. That's how you say this new point labeled A, and with this little apostrophe, that is A prime. It has moved to -2, -1. So let's think of how A had to move to get to A prime. It had to go to the left, and then it had to go down. How many spaces did it move? Well, you can count. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then to go down, it had to go 1, 2, 3. So point A was translated 4 units left and 3 units down to become point A prime. This little symbol, like I said again, is the symbol for prime. Now, let's say, for instance, you're given just the point and it asks you for the new coordinates and it tells you how it's translated. Take a look at the relationship between your x-coordinate. It was 2. It became -2. If I subtract the 4 units left from it, what do I get? Well, 2 minus 4 is -2. Take a look at the y-coordinate. It was 2. It became -1. If I take 2 and I subtract my 3 units down, it becomes -1. So if you're given the point and you're given how it moves, you can find your new coordinates as well. That is what a translation is. Next, we'll talk about reflection. Most of the time, they will tell you that your figure is going to reflect across an axis. Well, think about what happens if you walk across something. You go over it. So if it goes across the y-axis, remember our y-axis is the vertical axis. If it goes across it, it's going to have to be here, and then it flips over to be here. If I were to fold this paper right here on this axis, our A's would touch, our C's would touch, and our B's would touch. Take a look at this. Point A is -1, +4. Point B is -4, +1. Point C is -1, +1. Now, if I'm going to reflect it and flip it over to become A prime, well, look what I have to do. I go to the right 1, and then I have to go up 4. So A prime is 1, 4. B prime is 4, 1. And C prime is 1, 1. Take a look at our old point and our new point. What do you see happen? All of our y-coordinates are the same, but what happened to our x-coordinate? -1 became +1. -4 became +4. -1 became +1. So when you reflect a figure across the y-axis, your x-coordinate becomes the opposites. That's because it's still on line with wherever it fell on the y-axis. It is still at that same point on the y. On the x-axis, it's not on the left-hand side anymore. Now it's on the right-hand side. That's why it's the opposite. Okay? Same thing with your x-axis. X-axis is our horizontal axis, so if it's going to flip across it, it's either going to go from the top to the bottom or the bottom to the top. Okay? We've got points A, B, C, and then we've got points A prime, B prime, and C prime. Take a look. 2, 4, 4, 2, 2, 2. Our x coordinates are still the same. What happened to our y coordinates? It became its opposite. So when you're reflecting something across the x-axis, the y-coordinate becomes its opposite. In summary, translations and reflections are two types of transformations. A translation can slide up, down, left, or right. A reflection flips over an axis. The moved figure is called prime. A becomes A prime. So let's just say, for instance, that they gave you A and they gave you A prime. Well, how do you know what happened? Did it flip down? Did it flip up? That's how you know, because A prime is what happened after the transformation occurred.